Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV back with another video, and we are here to talk about the new Ken Carson album, More Chaos. Sorry again if my computer, my laptop that I'm looking at my notes off of is a little loud. We're here. New Ken Carson album. This has been probably a year in the making at least. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I always love new Ken, but I honestly wasn't super excited for this album to come out. Obviously, I like Ken Carson. I loved X. I loved A Great Chaos. Those were good albums, and the deluxe to that, but I don't know, something about this record I just wasn't all that hyped about going into it. It could be that it has been a year and a half since he dropped a record, and that honestly wasn't the greatest move because, yeah, he dropped a deluxe last year, and it was great, and it had like 6-7 songs on it, but in between the original AGC and this album, which by the way was supposed to drop instead of the AGC deluxe, so that kind of makes it worse, so many tracks got leaked and he played so many snippets, and snippet culture with unreleased music ruins the hype for new albums, especially when you drop an album with a song on it that was previewed over a year plus ago. It just won't hit the same. That's how it is in music, and that's how it is in like music marketing and stuff. Like if you're gonna preview a snippet, you gotta drop it within a couple of months of you playing the snippet. He obviously kept up some appearances with some festivals, interviews, all that stuff, you know, normal rapper stuff, but he had no new music to really like digest. Not even features, which is insane to me. Like, no joke, he didn't drop a single feature in between AGC and More Chaos. That's not a great look for him as a rapper, and you know, he's kind of fallen into that trap of like trying to be mysterious and all this stuff that so many artists of his caliber kind of try to do. Cardi had more features in that time frame. I think overall he should do more features anyway, but none in about an 18-month span. Are you nuts? It's really sad that myself, as well as so many other people I know that used to be huge Ken fans, kind of lost that fandom because this guy was the chosen one out of Opium. Like, out of all the rappers, out of all of Homicide Gang, Destroy Lonely, and him, he was the guy. He was the guy for Opium, the it factor. This guy was supposed to be Cardi's successor. He was supposed to be the next Playboy Cardi, and it just doesn't feel that way. I don't know, man. Let's just kind of talk about the highlights of the album, talk about it in generalities, and that'll be the video. Yeah, kind of going track by track very loosely, just kind of talking about the highlights, because not every song on here is really worth talking about. The album opens up in a pretty strong way with Lord of Chaos, which has this synthy, almost ASAP Rocky, Odd Future, mid-2010s type instrumental on it, which was pretty cool. I really appreciated the instrumental on it. He dropped a music video for it that gave me a seizure, basically, so that is fun as well. You get into Exposed, that was a cool song. I believe it was a leak, though, so whatever. I didn't really, crazy enough, I actually didn't really listen to a lot of leaks for this album, so I guess you could say that's a good thing. Money Spread was okay, very interesting beat on that. I wouldn't say it is one of my favorites, but it is generally liked by his fans. Like, most people like Money Spread, people have been talking about it. Root of All Evil is incredible. I really like Root of All Evil. But, I mean, awesome flows, kind of spooky touches to the instrumental, gives it like that Halloween flavor that we've heard in his music before. It's a good song. K-Hole, the beat is fucking amazing on that song. Love K-Hole. I guess everyone calls ketamine K-pop. Is that an Opium thing? Is that an Atlanta thing? Interesting. I like the bars on K-Hole. They're fun. Really dope flows. Very intricate beat. It can get overstimulating at times, but I still really enjoy K-Hole. Good track. I actually like the chorus on that song as well. And then you get into Trap Jump, and it's fine, and like the trumpets make for a dope change in sound for Ken Carson. It kind of gives you like this 2 Chainz Atlanta Southern hip hop sound. It's just so burnt out because people won't stop blasting shit on TikTok. People won't stop hearing a snippet from Ken Carson and then going on TikTok and just blasting the fuck out of it and making it go viral before it even gets released. That's the thing I kind of hate about Opium fans in general. Like, y'all love to feed into leaks. It's almost like you don't even like the artist you're leaking. You're just doing it to like tarnish their career and ruin their rollout. Like, it's stupid. Like Black Rockstar, getting into that song, that's okay, but not as good as people hype it up to be. His flows are decent, you know, both of the beats are good, the switch is pretty dope, but I don't know, I probably won't return to that as much as most of the other tracks on this album, I feel like. Shout out to Filthy, though. He has many great beats on this album. Him and Ken have been like this pretty recently, so that's cool. The second half for Black Rockstar is definitely better than the first half, I'll give it that. Live Leak, easily one of my favorite songs on here. Live Leak is great production. The fact that the beat switched to Vampire, that's awesome. That was kind of an iconic snippet kind of going into this album. This is one of the only cases on the album where the unreleased track put on the album worked works for me and actually makes for a highlight off the record. He does attempt to put some other unreleased tracks on here that just don't quite hit the same, considering people, again, burn it the fuck out, and that's a problem. And that's not really their fault, I guess, because he waited so long to drop some of these songs. The beat on Vampire is even better than I thought it was too, so that was great. That was very refreshing to kind of hear how awesome that beat was. He was floating. I mean, some of his best rapping yet came on Live Leak. Then he follows that right up with Diamonds, which is an incredible track that people instantly gravitated to. I mean, two of the best beats on the album in one song, debatably. I mean, those are great beats. Shout out to Lucien. He did his thing on this with the help of other producers. He flows really well on that. Draco.fm is obviously an awesome producer. He's worked with Osamason extensively on Flex Music, one of my favorite albums of the last probably 2 to 3 years, and to see him on a Ken album is great. He deserves a lot more recognition. He's a very underrated producer. He's done great work in the past, so shout out to Draco.fm. He's the guy that says Draco, has like the laughing in the background. He's done a lot of people's beats. I can't remember what that artist's name was he did a beat for. He was like a one-hit wonder in the underground, but made the beat on that. The synths are so good. I really like the synths on Diamonds. It's perfect for a Ken album. Then from Dismantled to Confetti, honestly a pretty forgettable run. I didn't really care for most of those songs, those 4 tracks. Not bad songs, just not good compared to the songs I'm highlighting here. People love Confetti. I don't really get the hype. Down to Earth is cool. I just wouldn't really go back to it as often. Then you get into Naked, you have Kryptonite, you have Psycho, and what a great way to counter a bad run with 3 of probably the best songs on the entire LP. 2 of these tracks are a bit overplayed in the unreleased Twitter community, but they're still great songs. Obviously talking about Kryptonite and Psycho, who've just been blasted in my fucking ear as unreleased tracks over the last year or so. That's fine. Naked is a fun song as well. Love the beat. Awesome stuff. Not much to say about it. It's a really enjoyable song. Inferno is meh, but then you get into my favorite song on the record. Like, this is legit my favorite song. THX is very good. Love THX. One of my favorite songs of his, period. Probably take like Leather Jacket, Fighting My Demons, and Nobody over it. Those are some of my favorite Ken Carson songs, but this song is that song on this album, if you know what I mean. Like, it is the song that I really, really like. It has everything you would expect from Ken Carson. Really good song, another filthy beat, awesome melody, really takes you back to some of his older music, and I think that's kind of a sentiment you could say about a lot of it. This album is, it's not like nostalgic because he's only been rapping for like 3, 4, 5 years in the mainstream. It really reminds you of some of his older music for sure, especially X. 2000 is cool. It's another unreleased record of his that finally got a release. Evolution and Ghoul, I mean, I love Pierborn. Pierborn's an awesome producer, one of the greatest producers of our generation, and that beat was cool, but Ken didn't do too much with it, so again, that's a track that I'm probably not going to return to that much. And then holy shit, you close out the album with possibly Song of the Year. I don't think it's my favorite on the album because THX is so good. Thanks, whatever that's called. In terms of the grander scheme of hip hop and all that stuff, this might go down as one of the best tracks we've heard all year. It's so good. The song, I might take this song over about 90 to 95% of the songs on music even. Awesome song. It's definitely from the vault, as it does sound like a No Stylist era alone, as well as a Project X era Ken, but at least we get a new future voice music era Cardi on it, so it's kind of a mashup of eras, which I really like. And obviously the beat's simplistic, very good beat though, and that's what made his old music so good, is that the beats weren't trying to do too much. Again, just kind of keep it simple, and he goes with that. Cool. I like his production now, but I definitely prefer the more stripped back, simple production he used to rap on. Very good song. It's awesome to see the Opium guys finally get together, and you have even F Swamp Izzo bringing that music energy on the song, so that is awesome. There's the track by track. Sorry if I kind of breeze through that. There's not a lot of songs on this album I truly think are like incredible, so there's that for you. But in general, I do like how this album actually has like a chaotic, distorted sound that, you know, the underground has definitely started to embrace. I like it compared to A Great Chaos in that sense. Like, it sounds more chaotic, it sounds more distorted even than that album. The beats are a trip. He gets into some pretty nice pockets on here, like pretty awesome flows and stuff. Not every song is good, and probably for the first time I am saying that a Ken Carson album has skips, but I would say some of the better songs on here could easily stack up with his best hits. I listed all of those. You got Root of All Evil, Diamonds, K-Hole, Naked, THX, Off the Meter. This album has some pretty strong songs. pretty high highs. High highs and low lows for this one, I would say. There's some pretty low lows. Not that any song is really bad on this project, but there are songs that it's like, why would I listen to this? You know what I mean? I love the inclusions of Cardi and Lone here. That's a monumental moment for the label, and Ken Carson obviously continuing the trend of having, or him and Lone have that trend of like having huge features towards the end of the album. And that's cool. Again, huge moment for Opium. Cardi is really outside. I'm not mad about it. He is dropping music. I love this. And I mean, it really makes up for the past 4+ years of him just sitting on stuff, you know? His cadence with the huns hits here. Like, once again, it sounds really good where he's just coming on the track. He's like, huh, huh, huh. That's awesome. I love the energy of that. I love how grungy and industrial this era of Ken Carson's sound is as well. The aesthetic is a bit corny, like, oh, throwing blood everywhere and being satanic as fuck. It's cool. Like, you know, the music's pretty good, man. People will say every song sounds the same, but I disagree. That's going to be a common kind of critique to this album. I think there's a decent amount of variety with the production, though, and he works with some really good producers here. You have Starboy, Out of Town, Filthy, Lil 88, who he's obviously has the automatic connection with, very close with, Lucian, Legion, freaking Peerborn. I talked about Draco.fm earlier. Freaking Peerborn's on this thing. That's awesome. He got some really good producers, and like, I mean, OK's probably the only big producer he mixed out on in terms of like kind of the underground peeking the mainstream stuff. A lot of flavor sonically here. I like the variety on this album. Also, I think a beauty to this album is that it gets better the more I listen to it. Now, like, I'm saying now that there are skips and there's tracks that I'm not really paying attention to, but I think over time a lot of songs are going to start to grow on me for sure. This is another album to just vibe to, which is fine. I just don't have much to say song by song. This video will still be pretty long, but I will say some of the songs fading out were a little weird, like especially on Live Leak. You should have let Vampire kind of play out because that was a really good song and the execution of it was so good, but it's whatever. Sadly, I mean, I'm going to be honest, this album probably won't have much longevity, but it is still a project that I enjoyed at the time, and it is still an album that I will hold in high regard in terms of this year's releases, and this has been a pretty good year of music so far, so I think that's saying something for Ken Carson to drop another really good album, another really iconic project in his catalog, and for the year he dropped it in. I would say this was about a 7 out of 10, and I think Kai Cenat was low-key right about his rating, but with that being said, I'm out, guys. I'm going to throw these clips together, kind of start editing. Shouldn't take me that long to edit the video, but there you go. Just kind of summing up the album. I think it was really good. I think it's worthy of a top album of the year list for me, so there you have it.